Chapter 2 Desert Journey. Li Ming and his expedition team arrived in Cairo, Egypt, an ancient city full of mystery and charm. They rested for a while in Cairo, purchased some necessary supplies and equipment, and then drove to the depths of the desert. The scene of the desert shocked Li Ming. The endless yellow sand shone brightly under the scorching sun, and occasionally a few tenacious palm trees dotted it, bringing a hint of vitality to this desolate land. The expedition team's off-road vehicle bumped forward among the sand dunes, and the wheels rolled up gusts of sand and dust, as if playing a prelude to their adventure. Li Ming sat in the co-pilot's seat, holding the mysterious map tightly in his hand. From time to time, he checked the marks on the map to confirm their direction of travel. The route on the map was not clear, and some places were even eroded by wind and sand and difficult to recognize, which brought considerable difficulties to their navigation. But Li Ming firmly believed that as long as they followed the instructions on the map, they would definitely find the eye of the desert. After 2 days of traveling in the desert, the expedition team encountered a sandstorm. The sky suddenly became dark, and the strong wind rolled up the dust all over the sky, like a huge wall attacking them. Visibility dropped sharply, and there was chaos all around, as if the whole world was swallowed by the dust. Li Ming quickly commanded the team to stop the car, and everyone quickly got off the car, wrapped themselves tightly with sand towels and clothes, and looked for nearby sand dunes to take shelter. The power of the sandstorm was beyond imagination, and the sand grains hit the face like a sharp blade, stinging unbearably. Li Ming held his teammates' hands tightly, fearing that they would get separated in the sandstorm. The sandstorm lasted for several hours and gradually subsided until the evening. The off-road vehicle of the expedition team was covered with sand and dust, like a sand dune. Everyone took a lot of effort to clean the sand on the car and restart the vehicle. Although the sandstorm brought them great trouble, it also made them have a deeper understanding of the harsh environment of the desert, and also strengthened their determination to explore the eye of the desert. In the desert, water resources are extremely precious. The expedition team brought enough water before setting off, but as the expedition progressed, they found that the water they carried was far from enough. The high temperature and dryness in the desert caused them to lose water quickly, and everyone felt thirsty and their lips were chapped. Li Ming realized that they had to find a water source as soon as possible, otherwise the entire expedition team would be in danger. He led everyone to search around in the desert, hoping to find some oasis or underground water sources. They climbed over one sand dune after another, but still found nothing. Just when everyone was almost desperate, Li Ming found a piece of moist land at the bottom of a sand dune. He immediately asked everyone to stop and dig with a shovel. After some effort, they finally dug out a small puddle filled with clear groundwater. Although the amount of water was not much, it was undoubtedly a timely help for the expedition team that had been short of water for a long time. Everyone cheered and filled their containers with water and drank happily. Li Ming also breathed a sigh of relief. He knew that as long as there was water, they could continue to move forward and find the eye of the desert. In the desert, it is easy to lose the sense of direction. The expedition team traveled in the desert for many days, and the surrounding scenery seemed to be exactly the same. The endless sand dunes were rolling, and it was difficult to tell the direction. They originally thought that they could find the eye of the desert smoothly by following the route on the map, but the reality was far more complicated than they imagined. One day, when they stopped to rest again, Li Ming found that the marks on the map did not match the surrounding environment at all. They seemed to have deviated from the original route and got lost in the desert. The teammates also felt uneasy and cast worried eyes on Li Ming. Li Ming did not panic. He calmly analyzed the current situation. He knew that the marks on the map might not be accurate, and the wind and sand in the desert would also change the terrain. He decided to use the position of the sun and the natural features in the desert to determine the direction. He observed the trajectory of the sun and inferred the approximate direction based on the shape of the sand dunes and the wind direction. Under the leadership of Li Ming, the expedition team readjusted the direction of travel and continued to move towards the eye of the desert. Although getting lost brought them a lot of trouble, it also made them more united and more determined to explore the unknown. After several days of arduous trekking, the expedition team finally saw an ancient temple at the end of a sand dune. It was a building made of huge stones. Although it has been eroded for years, it is still majestic and spectacular. The outer walls of the temple are covered with exquisite reliefs and hieroglyphs depicting stories and scenes in ancient Egyptian mythology, as if telling a series of ancient legends. Li Ming and his teammates were very excited. They finally found the eye of the desert marked on the map. This temple is hidden deep in the desert, away from the hustle and bustle of modern civilization, as if it is a mysterious relic left by the gods of ancient Egypt. They can't wait to enter the temple to explore its secrets and uncover the mystery of the eye of the desert. At the entrance of the temple, Li Ming stopped and took a deep breath. He knew that from this moment on, they would step into a world full of unknowns and dangers. But his heart was full of courage and determination. No matter how many difficulties and challenges there were ahead, he would lead the team to explore the mysteries of ancient Egyptian civilization and find the truth of the eye of the desert.